Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you might find yourself. Uh, this is Young Toze with Retain Tech Foundation, and we are back. Today is the 4th of October, which happens to be the first Saturday in the month. So we are back with our monthly podcast, and we are live every first Saturday of the month. And I'll be co-hosting today with D. Mac Wilson. He will be running a little late, and I do want to apologize that we are 20 minutes late behind our podcast. We have some technical difficulties to deal with here, which we have resolved, and we are able to go live currently. But yet and still, we are here to do what we love to do. We for today, we will be looking. It's a topic that a lot of people are interested in, and that we are interested in ourselves. And that topic cut across every sector and from individual to individual. And people ask questions every time: How do I get into IT? What's the starting point? What's the foundation? What do I need? What don't I need? Do I need to be a genius in math, in science, and the rest of the stuff, right? So we will be looking today at what we call the opportunities within the ICT world. So that will be our topic for today, our podcast and our discussion. And we'll just be diving and breaking it down, looking at different opportunities within the IT world or ICT world, and how implementing IT or ICT at the national level or in an institution or in an organizations, what opportunity come with that. And then the big question, of course, is am I ready to take advantage of those opportunities when they present themselves? And if I'm not ready, how do I get ready for these opportunities? How do I get myself ready to take advantage of the opportunities if, in case, they present themselves? So basically, for most of the developing countries, the IT field or ICT environment or industry is still very, very young. It's in its infancy stage for most countries, most particularly in Liberia, is growing. You got a lot of people on the ground doing a lot of work, but there's still a lot of work to do when it comes to infrastructure. We just come to the whole ICT ecosystem. So we'll be diving into the opportunities that can be provided in the ICT field. If we, as a country, as a people, or an institution of learning, a school, a high school, a business, adapt IT, what are the opportunities that come with that process? So then the question becomes, but why IT though? Why ICT? Why now? So that to answer that question, and just give a little bit of background as to why we call them for IT or ICT to be implemented at different levels, at our national government and in private life, and in the things we do. That's the reason for that, right? Uh, ICT or IT as it stands, I'll be referring to as IT in this podcast. It powers all industries or every sector of the country or the economy is powered by IT. And it's unfortunate that we don't see that most of the time from where we're from Liberia and most developing countries. We haven't really caught up to that yet. But if you go into an advanced country, IT powers every sector, even the small businesses, the mom and pop shop, the local food stand, like IT is powering those businesses, and in different ways. This could be a point of sale where you install a point of sale terminal that people can pay with card instead of having cash to pay because a lot of people these days in the world don't carry cash on them, right? So most people, money is on the card. So if you're a small business, you're a food vendor, for example, and you went out there doing a July 4th celebration or some big event, and you don't have a point of sales kiosk, you don't have that card, payment system, and you're only relying on taking cash. You'd be surprised that a lot of people don't have cash, and you're not going to make a lot of business because people are going to come and say, "What's the mode of payment?" So, oh, it's cash only. Oh, well, I don't have cash on me. I don't have the time to go to the ATM to go pick up cash from the system, right? So you realize that that particular small business is losing a lot of money because they haven't implemented IT or ICT, in which in this case would be the point of sale terminal. They haven't implemented that. So because of that, they'll be losing a lot of business and a lot of money. And why would we be losing lots of money when you are into a business to make money? So the relevant thing to do and the necessary thing to do is to implement a point of sale kick cars, Visa, Master, different cars during the different events. So you don't have to turn your customers around. And they will turn it up around because they'll say, oh, I went to that kiosk and they don't take cards, so to speak. So it's like, oh, well, I was somewhere else that take card. So you realize that in that instance, IT becomes very, very important for for that small business, for that particular business. So they have to implement a point of sales terminal to be able to take payments or to be able to take cards as payments, right? So ITC is powering schools, is powering hospitals, farms, governments, and all of these places just need to all run on connectivity, right? They need data, they need devices, and it keeps growing from year to year, from year to year, right? So, and then mindset shift. There has to be a mindset shift if we're going to take up advantage of the opportunity IT offer. For example, I was just thinking to myself before we started this podcast this morning. Uh, if you have a head of an agency who is old school, I would say old school, who didn't really grow up with technology and have not taken the time to learn about it and learn about the benefit that comes with implementing technology in the system, and you have that individual as the head of an agency or an entity, that individual would not put IT first, right? It's going to be the back burner because it's not important to them. It's not important to them not because they just don't want it, but because they don't know. They're not aware of the immense benefits and opportunities that come with IT being implemented within that organization. So if you look in Liberia, and that's one of the things that's holding us back most is and that is one of the things that's holding us back most is that we've had leaders not just at the national, not the top of the food chain, but people below them by different agencies don't really understand, the intricacy of IT, the benefit that come with it, and the number of jobs that can be created if it's implemented properly, at the national level and at our local businesses and institutions. So that's the one reason why we are so behind. Our schools don't have fitting IT labs and IT systems. Our government agencies don't. Most of them don't have a website. They're still using Gmail to communicate. I mean, Gmail is good to communicate, but for official communication, we're still using Gmail for those things, right? So that's just tell you how much we are not aware of the benefit that comes with implementing IT. So why IT? First of all, got to understand why uh, we need to implement IT before we start talking about the opportunities, right? You can't talk about opportunities when you don't know the reason why you need it. And if you understand the reason why and the relevance of that particular industry or that particular tools, then you'll be inclined enough to know that yes, there are opportunities as it present. We can implement these things to create these different uh, these different opportunities and take advantage of them. So the simple reason why IT and why now is because ICT or IT powers all industries. All I mean, everything you think about is powered by IT, and IT because it improves productivity and efficiency. And if you go deeper into that, it helps to curtail corruption to certain level, because you're creating a paper trail, you're creating like a trail, a system trail. For example, if I'm going to pay school fee at the college or at the local school or at a private school, and I have someone sitting in the office and collecting the money physically, right? There's this tendency that at the end of the day, the person can take money from what they collected for the day and put it in that bag and take it home. But if I implement IT system in our school system where parents and guardians and whoever it is are able to pay the fees online or through a banking system or through some banking app, the registrar does not physically have access to that cash. So there's no way he can go to the bank. And when he has to go to the bank, he needs the signature of the principal or two other people to withdraw money from the bank account. So you realize that money is not going missing. The money is accounted for at the end of the day. We know yesterday 10 students pay. Then the next day, last week there were 50 students that pay in the bank account, and it reflects, and that's oversees the paper, the trail of the transaction that was made. So that is just one way that implementing IT can why IT is important. It helps to curtail, although people use other means to do corrupt practices, but stealing petty cash and the rest of the stuff is going to be curtailed. And I was giving an example of a food vendor who went to a fair, and they implemented a cash service, and almost everyone at that fair has a carry card, for their payment. People don't really carry cash these days in the developed world. So if that food vendor is only relying on cash, he's not going to make much business, because most people that you see at the fair or that go out don't go to ATM or withdraw money, put in their pocket to go anywhere because they have that card. So he's missing out on lots of business opportunity because he's not implementing IT through a point of sale system or terminal where he can take payments through a credit card or the debit card. So you realize that's going to be a problem for him. So that I'm just giving that as a background to the importance of IT and why it is important and why it is crucial for us as a developing country and as individuals. So with that said, we'll be moving on to the next the main topic for today, looking at different opportunities within what different opportunities IT offer at different levels. We said IT is used or power almost every sector. That means wherever IT is being implemented in that sector, it creates opportunity in that environment, right? So we're looking at before we get to the national level, let's first take the national level. Let's talk about what happens if our government can implement, or we can implement ICT as a nation at the national level, right? As a people, as a country, Guinea, Sierra Leone, Liberia, Ghana, and we know that there are lots of African countries that are striving. In West Africa, Nigeria, Ghana. When you go to Rwanda up there, they're striving to have very vibrant IT infrastructure. So you can register your business in Rwanda. I think it's probably within a daytime or two. Everything is seamlessly done online. Just online. Once you submit all your paperwork and all your documentation, I think just a day, 24 hours to register a business in Rwanda. And that is amazing for an African country, right? So we recently had an experience with registering our organization in Liberia. We paid some money to the people, and it went through somebody, and whatever happened. We got registered, but we lost some money in that process because the process is not online. It's not fully online. You got to go to the office and pay to the cash to people and the rest of the processes. So just imagine if we can digitize all those processes, right? So at the national level, what opportunities from the national level we can have if we do commit ourselves, intentionally commit ourselves as a nation, as a people, to implement IT at the national level. And at the national level, I'm not just talking about one or two government offices, and I mean, at the national level, where we have a dedicated government agency that is responsible for digitizing all of the government agencies and government institutions, and that's writing policy, that's writing the rules for those things, and that is also developing young people, developing young people's skills in different domains in IT, so that we can employ them and deploy them all around the country in different government institutions where the need will be for IT. So one of the opportunities that come with that is faster growth and productivity at the national level, where we expand broadband. There's been a lot of a correlation between expanding broadband, how that is linked to can be linked that can be linked to the GDP of a country. That means if we have a lot of if we have internet where everybody has access to the internet around the country, that'd be real. It can be linked to our gross domestic product, our productivity as a country. That's been steady. And then we can have better firm productivity. Institutions will work much better. Uh, Exports employment. So there'll be a lot of exports. There'll be a lot of employment that which I want to emphasize a lot. That's one of the opportunities that come with implementing IT or ICT at the national level. It comes with a lot of employment opportunities, right, for the young people. And I've always said, we always complain there's no job, there's no job, there's no job. But if we can implement these things, we can implement IT fully at the national level, where it trickles down to all the counties. We're talking about digitizing all government agencies and entities, all public schools, and everything else. Imagine how much job that will be creating, right? So the opportunity is immense. If we can implement, or a group of people can implement IT at that level, at the national level, the opportunity that come with that in terms of employment is immense. We'll dig a little bit up. We'll dive a little bit deeper into the employment aspect of it, and just see how much, just from one sector, how much job we can create there. I'm just hypothetically trying to see what the numbers would look like if I have an arbitrary number for high schools, and I'm digitizing all of the high schools around the 16 counties in Liberia, right? And we need teachers or instructors, IT instructors in each of those, high schools, probably two instructors and one, for technical services, support, network and hardware. We need, like, let's say one person, right, at that particular high school. So for every high school that we are deploying IT, and IT is not just an IT lab. We're talking about IT where the school have internet access, the instructor have IT internet access, where the faculty lounge has a fully functioning IT internet system where they can go online and do a lot of work, right? So that's the kind of thing we're talking about. We're not talking about going to put a computer in a classroom and the teacher don't have access to that. We're talking about the whole system, where the school has its own internal IT, has their own website, has their own database systems. And you need people to mine out of the system, right? To design them, to build them, and people to maintain those systems once you set them up in the different institutions. So you realize that just within a high school or within a particular locality, we have been able to create like 5 jobs, 5, just by implementing or by digitizing our high school. And move on to the University of Liberia, for example, which is a higher institution of learning. And we are fully digitizing most or all of our services at the university. Imagine the number of people or technical people we need to implement IT at the university level. We're talking about 10, 15, 20 different IT staff you would need at the university, and that's employment. That's employment. And where do it come from? And those are people that will need different IT skills. We're talking about need IT support people that when the system breaks down, they'll be able to repair that. We're talking about the network engineers who will, will network the entire university campus that computers can communicate from the different departments and the rest of the stuff. We're talking about the database people in the back end who are designing databases and storing and retrieving student information as it need be, right? We're talking about the website designer, the website developers, right? So all of these things, implementing IT at the national level, and we're just looking at high schools, or now I'm looking at University of Liberia. The number of job that is going to come with that, it's we cannot overemphasize that. And if we can successfully implement that at all of our universities and colleges around the country, that's a lot of employment we are creating right there. So the opportunity is immense. So one of the opportunities that there will be digital public infrastructure, digital IT plus instant payments, data exchange to enable services and private sector innovation. Example, India's UPM World Bank. Okay, so we can set up a digital public infrastructure, and these are all right. Give me a second. I'm trying to bring Mike on. All right, bro, Mike, you need to connect your camera or your and your microphone, and I'll bring you on. I can't bring you on now if you're not your mic and camera not connected. So financial inclusion, cashless flow, and that is one thing that we are currently experiencing in Liberia and most of West Africa and Africa is financial inclusion. We have the mobile money. Imagine those days when there was no mobile money, right? And even now, the number of jobs that mobile money had created. Do you know how many individuals currently got a job because of mobile money?
All right. Working on the camera over here. Give me a sec.
Okay, sure. Take your time. Yeah, so it creates a lot of job, it creates a lot of opportunity, and that's as I was saying. Let's look at the mobile money and see the number of opportunity that came with the mobile when mobile money was launched. Lots and lots of opportunity. We're able to provide lots of jobs and opportunity for young people and people otherwise who would not have those opportunity and will still be looking for a job at this point. But because mobile money came, we have all these young people doing mobile money transfers, and they just sitting, got a little shop or kiosk where they receive, people money, and you go there, you retrieve your money and the rest of the stuff, right? So that opens up a lot of doors for a lot of people just because of mobile money. And that's financial inclusion. And that is powered by IT. It's powered by information communication technology. If it wasn't for IT, we wouldn't be experiencing mobile money. We wouldn't be experiencing mobile money. But because of IT, we are able to experience mobile money and provide opportunities for people who wouldn't otherwise have that opportunity to better their life and to take care of their family. And another opportunity that comes with implementing IT at a national level, we're talking about e-government and and service delivery, talking about digital IDs, portals, and e-payment system. It streamlines citizen services and reduce fraud leakage across social protection, licensing, procurement, and the rest of the stuff. So that's one of the opportunities that come with implementing IT at the national level. It helps to eliminate fraud or reduce fraud and leakages within the system or across government services where uh, we have making payment to government with not LRAs, not collecting taxes, sending people on the field to collect taxes from businesses. Businesses can log onto a portal and make that payments on there, and it's connected and everything else. So what that does is that we generate more money in that sense because people are not handling the physical cash. And we all know what happened in Liberia or in African countries. If you have somebody going on the field to collect taxes from businesses in the field, they might go to the business might get in something and say, oh, my man, go come back next week. And the government's not going to get the taxes that it's supposed to get. So that has been one of our problems. And if we can fully digitize that process, our entire tax collection process or taxation process or LRA process, where we are using, welcome, Mike.
Thank you.
All right. Yes. So I'll bring it in shortly here. So
Okay.
if we are able to digitize, let me just let my talk. If we're able to digitize the LRA, the Labor Revenue Agency, and collecting taxes from people through digital means, they will cut out the middleman who goes to collect taxes from businesses, and they end up giving him something. And say, oh, go come back next week. Go come back 2 weeks time, and the government end up losing money in that regard because or he end up paying the money to that individual instead, and then he does not give the full report. And then with that digital system of collecting taxes from businesses and individuals who pay taxes, there's a trail, there's a track. We can track everything in the system, who has paid, who hasn't paid. So that is one of the opportunities that come with implementing IT at the national level. So I'll just walking through uh, the opportunity that come with implementing ICT at the national level. I'm not going to individuals yet, so we'll dive into that for individuals who what opportunities are there for like youth or young people who want to go into IT, what skill set they need, and the rest of the stuff. But I was just looking at the national level as a government, as a people, a developing country, what opportunity comes along if we are able to fully implement IT at the national level and as a government. So, welcome again to the show. You can
Thank
just
you.
get your thoughts and say hi to the people out there.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Sorry, I was gonna running a little late. Had this
All right.
glass that really been chasing me. I had to just keep
I
pushing
know.
it. I mean, it's always good to be here. It's a great topic, opportunities that ICT brings to us. As individual, whether as individual or as entity. Um, when I was listening to you when you were alluding to some of the opportunities, how it helps government, eliminate corruption where you don't have to go through individual to ascertain certain things. It's great because first-hand experience we have just had, where we were trying to, um, yeah, first-hand experience. We're just trying to legalize ourselves in a country, and then just because we had to go through individual, uh, there were a lot of hurdles that we went through. Had it been that you know our government was really effective if it comes to the usage of ICT, and I say effective because trust me, all of these documents are there, all of these paperwork are there. Liberia is one of the countries that has really, really good foundation if it comes to paperwork. But if
Yeah,
you
we
were in
have
the
a
office,
national we have a national ICT document.
right? So the documents are there, but the application part is the problem. So had it been that we were effective in applying all of those things that we got on paper, obviously we wouldn't have gone through what we went through. We were just going to go online, fill in our forms, and all of that. Make sure to get our document in no time, and in that no time, it would have helped us to advance little faster, to be able to meet up with other things that kind of still pending. But because we don't have the system is there, but it's not effective. We had to go through individual who has to delay or has his own time and got to work on his time and all of that. So these are some of the opportunities that ICT brings to um, um, government. It brings transparency, right? government can use ICT to deliver better, faster, and more transparent services. Citizens can apply for documents online instead of traveling long distances. I don't if take for instance, right? We do have our office in San Nicole, but we'll have to go way to Monrovia to run behind individual to file in our documents. We'll have to go all the way to Monrovia, chasing after people here and there, the time, the transportation, the resources, everything that we're spending. So we don't have to do that if we're making use of our online, services in Liberia. If we're making uh, use of the effective of ICT. It could reduce corruption by trying to digitize processes and reducing middlemen. That's just what we're talking about, right?
Yep.
And so ICT brings a lot of there's a whole lot than just our day-to-day computer and keyboard. We just type in and out. Yeah, go ahead.
So what I have there, sorry, what I have there is the executive summary of the Liberia ICT national policy that we do have, and if you read that, it's like it's just very good from one to the from 1 to 10. That's like really really good points and great things that are outlined in that document. But this has been around since Ellen Johnson study time, and then it's been what 20 years plus, going to 25 years plus. And then let's look back and see how much progress we've made since we wrote that document, like, and kind of compare and contrast and see what have we done with most of these things that we outline in these documents. And they had some time frame. If you go to the document, they had the time frame also when some of these things will have been accomplished and established and the rest of the stuff. So as you rightly said, we're not missing any documents or ideas. It's just the implementation that has, this is where we kind of been struggling. And I think part of that was what I mentioned earlier on when you were on, was that it has to do with the awareness. If you have a head of an agency, I'm not picking any head of agency, but let's say the internal affairs minister, right? He's an older gentleman. I don't have anything against him. I don't know him, but I mean, he's a good gentleman. He's a fine gentleman, but he's an older gentleman from the older generation. How much does he know about IT? What is his awareness about IT to really bring it to the forefront of the agency or the entity that he's heading to say, you know what, we'll digitize our processes, we'll do all of these things here. Is that going to be his priority? And how much is the government like bringing these agencies together, so often, and trying to educate them on the importance of IT implementation in these different agencies, and just educating its officials at the top level about the importance and the benefit that can come with IT. If that is done and you give people the awareness and the education, that helps them and kind of open their eyes to know that, oh wow, we're missing out on a lot of things here. So, and then they can begin to look in that direction. But if you don't have that,
That's right.
there's like it's going to be dumber, because it's like I mean, I don't know what you don't know, you don't know.
You don't
So
know.
you can't
That's
implement
right.
what you don't know.
Yeah.
And then if and even it happened with project management. That's why we got different stakeholders who got different interests in the project. Some people have more interest, some people have less interest. So if the individual got less interest in that thing, he's not going to push it through to go to its completion. So it's the same thing with these agencies that we have and these entities that we have, with people heading those agencies who don't really understand what IT is and don't appreciate it. So as a result, they're not going to push it to what it needs to be. So I just want to have a take on that too. Then we can move from
And,
there.
yeah, yeah, you know, I know today we are talking about opportunities in the world of ICT. So, but yeah, it is important for us to divert a little bit and talk about some of the challenges, like you rightly mentioned, right? These are some of the challenges that we have, and that's one of the reasons Written Tech is involved in this campaign, where we want to spread the word of ICT to everybody. Although, like Legends will always say, ICT If it comes to technology, it doesn't discriminate. So it doesn't matter your age, your size, your sex, or whoever you are. So these are some of the challenges that we are facing, right? We have, people who are, and God bless them, right, for their older ages, who are from the older generation that really, they got other things they can work with instead of IT. They prefer other things instead of IT, right? I gave you an example the other day that I went to Temple of Justice and I saw people still using typewriter. Look, I got scared for a minute though. Honestly, yeah, for some reason, right? Trust me, I've seen typewriter before, but when I went
Yeah.
to the place and I was just hearing all kinds of things, I'm like, no, I was shocked. When I went to the spa, I saw people typing and the noise was all over the place. I was like, why? You know, but hey, we can't blame them. These are things that they were exposed to. But now the world is evolving, right? It's
Yeah.
changing. I think it is about time where those in agencies, they need to take up time to invest into ICT, into technology. I mean, into information technology. Like they need to the government need to, the last time you must have discussed it, right? I think there's a new way, maybe the president or the head of state or somebody will have to create this curriculum where, if you are going to get appointed as a minister, you should have this skill, and ICT should be, included
Other.
in that, you know, because if only you know the importance of ICT, right? Now we are talking about opportunities. I'm going to jump back to the opportunities.
Yeah, we are.
if
We
you
are. Yeah.
just if you just know the opportunity that ICT offers, and you are a head of an entity, you will really push that. And when you push that, you're gonna make a job easy. It's not it's just to make the job easy, faster. We have been left behind. So that's why Written Tech, we kind of jumping in to make sure that we spread the word of ICT to everybody, whether you are a minister, you're a president, you are a director, you are a student, whoever you are. That's why Written Tech is there. That's why we are taking upon our time to build, um, to construct or renovate labs, provide training for every Liberian, every part of Liberia. Right now we are in Sanikote. Um, we are about to put up our first graduate in Sanikote, and next we're going to be moving to Granjide. We want to cover the entire counties in Liberia, every breadth and length of Liberia. We want to reach there. So we want to offer everybody the opportunity. We have to. The world is evolving, like I said. Everybody have to get involved in this campaign. I know, before I came on, you were talking about, some of the opportunity that it brings to our government. But how about individual?
Yep.
If you look at the individual, look at the big picture. See the kind of opportunity that ICT offers individual, right? Entrepreneurship and jobs. What it means, ICT creates a new career path and business model for individual. You know what I'm saying? So what are some of the opportunity? How about digital freelancing platform? You know, everybody nowadays in Liberia, they are journalists. But are you even making money from now your journalism though? You
Right.
be walking on the roadside, somebody take accident, you see somebody just pick up the phone, and but there are more you can do with that your phone, right? The
Hmm.
freelancing platform, make use of the freelancing platform. You know, it's- you know, the last time I told people, right, Liberia
Yeah.
can be the next Silicon Valley if only we decide to push this message to everybody, and that's our mission. By 2030, we want to make sure that we have at least over 25,000 people, Liberian, be ICT literate. So once we have that, and people start to know the importance that ICT brings to their personal life, and once the government start to know that, no, with more investment in ICT, the burden can be lifted from the government because you're going to have individual employment, and the government can create more employment for individuals as well. So we have to push this campaign, right?
Yep.
Small businesses, you can sell your products online through e-commerce and social media. We've been talking about this for a while now. You know, you don't have to bring your beta ball from all the way Maryland to Monrovia to sell. Uh, Already the roads are not good, but you can do that online. Do that online. You just have a middleman who able to transport those things, and that middleman also has going to be having a job. You're a farmer. You there. You just all you do produce your crops. The middleman is there connecting you to the buyer. It's going through. The entire industry is like high about us even developing apps though. We can develop our own
Yeah.
apps, right? We can develop our own digital apps in Liberia where Liberia marketing app. I know they have this some kind of a marketing something for Liberia over there, almost like a Amazon are going on. But how many person are really making use of that, right? Buy Liberia, buy and sell something. You go over there, you get a lot of information there. But how many people even know about that? So we have to keep spreading the good news. So ICT has a whole lot to offer. It's not just individual, also for healthcare innovation, right? What it means that
Yeah.
ICT can transform how healthcare can be delivered, especially, for countries like Liberia, right? How
Hmm.
about telemedicine that allow doctor to consult patients in remote areas, right? I can
Yep.
be a doctor to be in Monrovia and all the way in San Nicolas can just a doctor can get on the phone with the old lady and just ask some few questions. Okay, what's going on? And that person can just explain. We saw that here in the states in some part of the world where when we had the COVID-19 going on,
Yeah.
doctors were not encountering patients. You just stay online, and then the doctor will get in contact with you, ask you some questions, and by the time you look, your medication is delivered to your house, and you be treated right there, right?
Hmm.
How about agriculture though? ICT also helps in the field of agriculture, right? What it means, ICT helps farmers increase productivity and income, right? Mobile app
Yep.
give farmer real-time weather forecast, right? So a farmer will know that okay, at this time it's good to plant, and at this time is that's when it is good to go and harvest, right?
Yep.
Market price app can help them to sell crops at a fair value. So if I was selling my beta boy yesterday for $250 and I have this app where I can go on to look at now what's the price of Billboard now. It was $250 yesterday. Probably today is like around 300, and it's in demand. You would have known, right? Through that
Yep.
app, you also know what to plan next year. You know what is in demand next year. You know what the people
Hmm.
need next year. So agriculture through ICT, you see the agriculture start booming, right? People start making some innovative moves, not just waiting for it to be like, okay, everything finished before they start producing. You would have known what to produce next year because you already have the app. You've seen how everything is working. You know, they can connect rural community to buyers, training and financing, like we said, right?
Yeah.
So if an investor is in Monrovia or maybe out of Liberia, who knows that okay, John Brown is the one producing this thing all the time. That investor is able to get in contact with you through that app, right? Through
Right.
ICT. The app will connect you to that investor, and then while you're making, farm on a smaller scale, that investor can invest more money. Now you start to produce on a large scale. So that's what we're talking about, right? So ICT is for everybody. Global collaboration and innovation, right? It means
Yep.
that ICT can connect people across borders, right? Enabling network and knowledge sharing, right? Students, like take for instance, students can collaborate on research project with peers around the world,
Right.
right? So you can be in Monrovia and you have your classmates in the UK. That is possible through ICT. You can be in Monrovia and you do a project with another student somewhere in Australia. These are all possible through ICT. Companies can outsource work globally. We talked about it last time, right? Most of the
Yep.
call centers, not in the US, but the companies are here, but most of the call centers are out of the US. People outsource most of those things, right? You
Yeah,
can be
and
in
and,
lab.
and that is something I will listen to. One of these podcasts. I think it's called In the Fry. This is a new Labyrinth podcast. I like that. I've been following them for a while now. And they did mention that they had this girl on who was talking about, she's in IT too. She was talking about something like, why is Liberia not having call center when we speak English,
Yeah.
right? We speak better English. So if we have had our infrastructure laid out and built for us and built, we'll be having those call centers in Liberia, and that's a lot of employment,
A
right,
lot.
for Liberians.
Yeah.
But it's in countries where you even call them on the phone, they barely even speak English. But you know
Exactly.
why? They have the infrastructure, they
The
have
infrastructure
stable
is there.
internet, they have
Yeah.
stable data centers, and have
Yeah.
everything they need, to take advantage of that opportunity.
Right. And
So and that's one of my problems I have with us, that we haven't been far sighted enough to look at the broader picture of what benefit can come to us or opportunity can come to Liberians as we fully implement, IT, and which it means that we need to build our infrastructure, our internet, our broadband services. You know what I mean? That data backbone. We need data centers to be able to host those things. Then once you have those things in place and it's up to some international standard, you understand? Your internet is not breaking when you call in, when that you're not down after every 2 seconds, and you're taking like 10 hours to open a particular web page. Then businesses see that, oh well, it's cheaper to do business in Liberia. We're gonna establish our call center in Liberia. And you're gonna have a lot of call centers. Instead of call centers in countries that we don't even speak English or anything of that sort, that's where it's going. So we need to be very intentional. We need to invest in it. And first of all, is the investment that we're gonna put in it so we get a return on the investment. Because we're not investing in it because we don't understand the benefit that will come with all of those things. It will have a solid infrastructure, stable broadband internet access. It comes with a lot of opportunity. Like we can have call centers in Liberia. We can, and employ a lot of young people, but we're not there yet because leadership and people in authority don't really have the full appreciation for technology and don't understand the connection between the infrastructure and the job creation, process, and the number of jobs they can bring in once you have that environment. So there's that missing link there. We're also about creating jobs for the people, for the youth, and the people, who need job. But at the same time, we're not investing in things that will give us that leverage and will set us apart so that we can be up there and people can be, willing to invest. Even like investors coming to a country and you don't have stable internet, they don't want to do business because they do most of their business online,
right.
right? So if you don't have that, like it's like it's sticky to invest, and do a and do a lot, excuse me, and and do a lot with you. I think the infrastructure is somewhere in that the girl talk about show they discussed that too. The infrastructure is where we really need to invest a lot of resources as a government, as a people, to really like bring it to top notch, to an international standard. And then once that happen, then other we can start looking at other areas and bringing like the call center that we're talking about, and other businesses. So I just put
And
something on the side there. What are some of the opportunities for high school graduate? If you just graduate from high school, where can you start from? If individual looking for a job, where can you start from? So there's a lot of different areas that I want us to move into that next, and then we'll move into the skills, the different skill set that I require. So there's an IT support role, entry level roles in those places. If you just from high school, you don't have a degree, of course, it does not require a degree. It's like anybody can enter that particular space. You don't necessarily require a degree to enter that area. And there are a lot of opportunities in that area, right? As we were saying, if we can fully implement IT in our country, those roles, people would need IT support, like technicians, associate and customer service people, a lot of, just help desk people to be able to help people with, that computer issues and their troubleshoot. So those are entry level jobs that opportunity, like, if you're out of high school, you can get into. There are a lot of free resources. Google has a IT support, like free course that you can do, and a lot of other, company and institution do offer that. We'll be putting up a list of like those different free resources at the end before we close, of free resources that you can use to acquire some lower skills. And somebody tell me, oh well, I don't have data, but we have data to be online and talk about politics all day though, and making all the long comments about everything else in the country, following G's and following all the sensational stories. You got data for those ones. So use your data wisely, right? Use your data wisely. And there's I listened to Leo the last time, Leo that has the empowerment youth empowerment center. They do have a membership. I think a year is $20 or $25 for individual, and it's free internet for the whole year. So that's something that people you can take advantage of if you want to do an online program like a Google IT support course. You can go to the center twice a week. You register for that thing and use the internet twice a week. You pay your money. You go sit there for 2 hours or 3 hours, and you learn, your course. You can do that twice a week, right? Instead of spending your money on uh, just chit chatting online and posting stuff about politics and the rest of the stuff, you can invest into that. So that is available, and that's something that Region Tech will be looking at if we can sponsor people that want to learn some maybe IT basic troubleshooting stuff. We can just pay for that yearly membership at the youth center in Painesville, and you can just go there twice a week and sit there and learn. And then you go. There's free internet. They give you computer access and free internet access at the same time. So yeah. So you want to chip into that?
Yeah, sure. I think most of what we're saying here is in order, like let go back to the call center thing we were just talking
Yeah.
about, right? I think if we have people in the system who are interested in, you know, well, not even being interested, people who are aware
Yeah.
that these things can help, you know, then we'll have that implemented. Because I mean that was a brilliant and legitimate question. Why don't we have call centers where they're able to provide jobs in the country, right?
We're
Why?
lacking infrastructure. No
Why?
infrastructure. No
Stay here
internet
now. Just
networking.
that 1-800 number. You're gonna go straight to India. Some kind of a Indian guy
Yeah.
will talk to you that you'll not be understanding. But Labrador will speak
Yeah.
better English now. We're very fluent. As a matter of fact, our president came here and he praised him, right?
Of course. Yeah.
He said he speaks better English. And that's a fact, right?
It's a fact.
Everywhere you go, you
It
see they
is.
be like, "Where you from, Liberia?" What? So where do you learn your English? From
Yeah.
I just say I'm from Liberia, so they know that we speak better English. But why don't we even, make use of these things? That's because I think, in my opinion, that's
Hmm.
because people who are spearheading or on top of certain things, they are not even aware that if you create these avenues, that you will create opportunity for other people. You
Oh
know, I think it is for time that we look in that direction, right? If I have my own will, right? And I'm not being political here. If I have my own will, if I mean, most especially in this age, if you want to run for certain position or you want certain position, I think you should have ICT knowledge.
Oh, you
Very,
have to,
very
but
important.
but let me check into that. Even if you don't have an IT knowledge, we should have a program, right? Like if a company hire you in the Western world, like you go through orientation,
Hmm.
you understand, and tell you what about the company and blah 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 blah, right? So we
Hmm.
should have that same policy where if we are hiring people in these key positions, we need to educate them about the benefit of IT that IT brings to the institution, so that when
Yeah,
they get there, it's like, look, IT should be one of your core pillars and how you can implement into your organization. That should be at the forefront
yeah.
because it brings up these benefits as an institution and as a government.
Because we are seeing
Right.
how ICT is helping other countries to develop, and then here we are, we but we
So
trying,
so
and that's
just imagine since this ICT policy, like ICT policy was coined, and then Eddie had a big conference and brought all the people together, and the document was drafted and everything else, right? It's been 20 years. Imagine if we took 5 years or 6 years or 8 years to develop our infrastructure to an international standard. Now we're talking about we are sourcing and looking for call center jobs to come to Liberia, and marketing ourselves as a venue because we have infrastructure, we have everything you need, to establish a call center in this place. You understand? So
Yeah.
all those years are just wasted years on the books. And it's not
Only
that we don't have
years.
the resources.
We do.
We do have the resources to do those things. We do have the resources. So we kind of play around a lot with a lot of things that, and we complain that there's no job in the country. Yeah, there's no job. Of course, how you gonna create a job
Yeah.
when we're not investing in infrastructure and the things that are going to create job
Right.
for the people and your young people.
Right.
IT has the potential to open up a lot of doors and a lot of opportunities for Liberians and for the
Right.
for a developing country. A lot.
Yeah.
As we give example, in India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and the rest of the places, they got solid infrastructure.
Yeah.
So all of the call centers, they're overseas.
Yeah. Yeah. And
But
those
we
those
who
are
can
things
speak
that people
English,
gonna look at.
we who can speak English, we got call center. No, we
Okay.
don't. And the only reason for that is because we don't have the infrastructure.
The infrastructure.
And
The infrastructure.
the people who can speak English, they got the infrastructure. So you know what? They'll okay there and teach them to speak some English.
Yeah, they
That's
prefer
it.
them. They prefer them. I mean, any
Yeah,
investor who wants, like, it's possible. Like, go to me, investor, look, let's try to let's try to outsource. This Dexter population thing. Let's try to um outsource Dexter support. Right.
yeah.
The first thing I want to know where Liberia. What infrastructure do you have?
Do they
What
have? Yeah,
blueprint?
yeah,
Let
those
let's
are the first
let let
question.
let let let's try to look at that. Because I can't do my Dexter support with somebody in Liberia and you don't even have the infrastructure. Oh, I have a small
No.
business, right? I'm so busy out here, got other things doing. I don't have the time to answer calls and be telling somebody about
Yeah,
other programs that are running. So I want to outsource that to and maybe one company somewhere sitting
yeah.
in Liberia. But do you have the infrastructure though?
No, we
So
don't.
it's a big problem. But more to that, like we continue to say, right? The awareness. Let
It's
people
key.
know the importance. Let people know that these things can happen. You know, but people still got a mindset that it's not even possible, and people still get a mindset not possible that you call somebody on phone, you being different when you see them. That's the kind of mindset we still got in places like Liberia. People have not realized the importance, and that's just the truth. People have not realized the importance of ICT. People have to start to build that concept. We have to start telling people, and we have to see the reality. Look at Rwanda today. Look at Kenya. These
Oh yeah,
countries.
Kenya
People
got a lot of stuff going on, man.
people they were
They
way
got too
behind
much going for
yesterday.
that for in
And trust
IT.
me though, trust me, Liberia got a lot of programs with these people. And
Yeah.
guess which kind of program we got? ICT program with these people. And
Hmm.
I mean exchange program with them though. But
Yeah.
why are we not implementing some of those things that we're seeing from them? Why are we
And
not taking on some of these things?
lack of leadership
Because the
as we
leadership, we don't have that drive, we don't have that interest. We don't
yeah, yeah, leadership is lacking the interest and the drive in IT, and it's
right.
about and it's not unique to us. It's like I just kind of been reading. I'm doing some cybersecurity program, and I'm reading about risk assessment and the rest of the stuff. And it's like, well, some people don't think that risk assessment is important to the company. They're like, well, whatever happens, gonna happen. So like, you gotta go convincing management about the need for risk assessment. you know, so it's like the same thing. People not interested. They're not, they think it's not that important. So it's like
And I want to
whatever.
pick. I want to pick on that. I want to pick on
Yeah,
that race assessment that you just talked about. And one of the reasons you'll find out, one of the reasons that management would not pay more attention to that is because of the assets in the company.
right,
So they feel that okay, what assets are we even managing for risk assessment, right?
right.
So these are things they look at. Now, if we want to put that in perspective with the case of I'm going to pick on Liberia, right?
Yeah,
It still has to do with the importance, right?
yeah.
What's the importance of these things for which
Of
we should
this,
do risk
yeah,
assessment on that?
that's the
So,
key.
so ICT, what is the importance of ICT? So these are the
Yes,
information that people are lacking.
yeah,
Because company, the only reason a management going to kick against risk assessment, like what's the access level?
yeah.
All right.
What's
I mean,
important? Yeah,
I producing ice cream and how many
right.
information I'm taking about people,
yeah,
what are the information I'm taking
yeah,
and what is it that a hiker able to hike?
Yeah.
So if that is less important, it'd be like, okay, I would just I'll pass that race over to
Yeah.
somebody else or something like that. And that's the
Yeah.
same thing in our
Exactly.
perspective as Liberian. What is it that we looking at to be very important? What ICT, how important is ICT to us as a
Yeah.
country, as individual, as entity? How important is ICT? So if we grab that importance of ICT, then
Yeah.
of course we're going to put in more effort to develop that space. But again, we're not going to get tired. Rethink Tech. That's what we are here to create the awareness, the grassroots, the younger ones. And we said there's no age limit to ICT. There's no boundary. We are creating the awareness. That's why we are opening centers in all of the counties. If
Yeah.
you have the opportunity to come again across Retail Tech, please, please take advantage of it. We're about to open to start our second cohort in Sandy Code. Please, young people, please take advantage of that. Go there. It's free program. We are offering this free of charge. Nobody's taking anything from anybody. We're spending our own resources and bringing that to you. We're not charging you. All you have to do just create time, go there and learn some of these things. Learn some of these ICD literacy program. We want to make sure that everybody is equipped, everybody is aware if it comes to ICT. Everybody knows the importance of ICT. So that's why we are doing this. Please take advantage of this Reaching Tech program.
All right. Let's it's good. Let's discuss a little bit of just the 10 most have value. Couldn't have value, but mostly needed skills within the tech sector, and then we will talk about some free resources, and then we'll call it a day. So just want to start with that. As you can see on our screen, we listed the 10 high value IT skills: IT support and endpoint, networking fundamentals, cloud fundamentals, cybersecurity, hygiene, data, and Excel analytics. Excel is a very big program. I always told people that it's very, very big. You can use Excel for before we had the Tableau and the rest of the stuff for data analysis. We had Excel, and up to this time, people still using Excel for data analysis. It's a very big program. It's very, very unique. You can use it for a lot of things. So those are skills that are really, really in demand. Scripting and automation, databases and SQL. Those are all skills that are also in demand. Web fundamentals, where you learn to do website using WordPress and the rest of the stuff. No code or low code, documentation and professional writing. So those are all skills that are really, really needed. Like document and professional writing. You talk about Microsoft Word, can do a lot of stuff in Microsoft Word, and that's a very, very important skill set. I always tell people that sometimes when you're teaching like people Word and Excel, they think that what is it used for? It's very useful. Like in very large businesses and large companies, even at my current work, I've helped people to solve a lot of Excel issue, and they still use Excel for a lot of data analysis and a lot of work. And I've seen people working in Microsoft Word on documentation and professional writing and like real long documents and a lot of things they can do with Microsoft Word. So those are very, very important skills that are really, really needed within the industry. So if you have the opportunity, if you have the chance, learn some of those skill set. They are needed in the job market today, and it's not going to go wasted on you at all. So those are just 10 of the most skills within the IT industry currently that I've already had. I mean, AI is also high right now, so it's not a list up, but it is really, really high right now. So if that's something that you are inclined to learn, go and learn about AI and how to implement them. You want to add something to
Oh
that?
yeah, no. I mean, you said it right. All these skills, trust me. Some of us here, we've gone through most of them. That really helping us. Um, at the support and input. Trust me, again, if you are master, not even master, if you have the code fundamental of most of these programs out here, you can be anywhere and make a lot of money. And they're not even that difficult. You just have to create the time and put in the time um to learn some of these things, right? So these are the 10 high value IT skills today. Um, don't overlook it. If you have the opportunity to learn it, learn it. My brother was just talking about Excel. Excel is very important. I'm teaching. I do teach Excel here. Uh, I'll be ending my Excel class hopefully this month,
Okay.
and you can use Excel for a lot of things, a lot of things. And if you have Excel skills, just on Excel skills alone, you can make a lot of money out of it. So take advantage of that. That's very important.
All right. And then last one, just these are just few like free resources, the online resources that you can go to and learn instead of browsing all doing Facebook and saying you don't have data. Go to the free resources. You can do some of that on your phone, and you can learn some skills as you go along. And bless God for Leo. He has a empowerment center in Morovia. If you live in Morovia, you can register at that place and just spend a couple of hours a week just browsing some of those sites and do your registration and do your classes online. And if you are within the background and something specifically, we do have the Reaching Tech IT lab that is training. We are currently training, offering mostly office productivity tools. We'll be adding other things on into our next cohort. Hopefully, you can take advantage of that. So, and Grand Judah project, as Brother Mark says, is coming along. And if you're also living in that environment, pretty soon by next year, you'll have an IT lab available to you where you can go to learn some specific skill set. For your future and for your own personal growth and development, right? So, like, if you're interested in coding and web development, I have the free code camp. Most of the courses on there are free of charge to give you the basic and to give you some intermediate level. Cloud, the cloud is one of the most hardest these days. AWS has a lot. I've done some AWS courses. And then for networking and cybersecurity, Cisco Networking Academy, they have a lot of free programs.
Yeah,
You can
it's
go there,
very good
register
too.
on there, and learn a lot of free program basic training, and then how they try hack me if you're interested in
Yeah.
cybersecurity. That's one place you got to be. That needs to be your playground. It's like a learning environment where you
Yeah.
learn to hack system and do a lot of stuff in there. They do have a free tier, but they do have a payment a pay tier too. But they have free tier that you can use and for your beginning and the rest of stuff. And have data and analytics. Kaggle learned. I used to be on Kaggle before, but it's no while since I went out there. They have free resources on there for learning different things. And then IBM builds skills build also offer a lot of free courses and training as well. Microsoft also has free training as well. So Google also has free training as well. So all you need to do just search online for Google free training in different areas. So those are just some of the free resources you can utilize. But as
Yep.
I mentioned earlier on during the podcast, we will be discussing it as an organization and see if we can get some people registered at the learning center in Morovia. Where if you want to register, you have to sign up for some kind of Cisco Network Academy to learn some codes. And now you're going to register you there. You go sit there and browse the internet on Facebook all day. No, you have to register there, and then you sign up for one of those free training program. You can go there twice a week or once a week in that place to learn some skills and learn some training, and you can help yourself. So that we will be talking about and discussing and see how best we can do that and see what the cost is for that basically, and then we'll let you guys know at a later date if that's something that we're going to be doing. All right, bro, Mike, your last thought, and then
Yeah. So people, why it is true that we are talking about management or directors or heads of entity to be able to push this into help help us learn ICT. I think you can do it by yourself as well. You are able to do your self learning while we're waiting for those people from up there to come and help, right? Like
yep,
all of these resources we are putting up here, you can just take advantage of them. Most of them are free. All you need is just internet to go online. Don't wait for somebody to come and say, let's go before you move. Push yourself. And trust me, there's a reward to that. Whenever you put yourself, you have to put yourself. Nothing gonna happen if you keep sitting to where you're sitting. You gotta wake up, take step, challenge yourself, leave your comfort zone. That's the only way things are gonna happen. Nothing
Right.
grows in the comfort zone. I'm telling you,
Nope.
nothing.
That's a good.
Nothing grows
Uh,
in the
I
comfort
like
zone.
that.
Yeah,
But it
you
goes
got
to
to step
comfort
out.
zone.
No, you got to wake up. You got to take step if you want to grow. All right. So take advantage of all of these free resources that we are offering. Rethink Tech is in San Nicola, going to be in Grangita Zone. We want to cover all of the counties in Liberia. So look for us. Check us up on rethinkTechFoundation.org, www.rethinkTechFoundation.org. Go there. We got some free resources there as well. We got some tutorials, we got some videos, and whatever question you have, just leave it there. We will answer your question. Reach out to us, and we are ready to help. And for other partners, we are asking, right? Come and partner with us. There are a lot of things we want to do, but most of these things, they require resources, and the resources we have, they are not they are limited. So we are working, we are pushing harder, but we're going to need other people to join us to do that. So if you're going to partner with us, please reach out to us, www.rethinkTechFoundation.org, and ask a question. There's a space there where you want to partner with us. You can just, you know, look at that space, and let's work together. Let's make things happen. All right. Thank you. That's all I have for us.
Yep. And imagine we're giving back to our community, our society, ourselves, right? We're not waiting for the other people to come in, NGOs or other people to come and do it for us. This is a Liberian based non-profit organization owned by Liberians themselves and trying to help to bridge the digital divide in Liberia. So we need all hand on deck. We need everyone to join us to make it a success. We are looking to go across the all the counties in Liberia, and first of all in the county, the different capital cities in the county, one city at a time. So we just got done with San Nicolas, where we currently have a lab running and it's functional, and we're currently training around close to 150 students with basic IT skills. And we're also looking to move on to Grand. The Grand Julia project is in effect right now. We'll start renovation pretty soon, probably by next week. And then we're looking to move to
Yeah.
Bon County, and we're looking to move to Magibi, Cape Mom, and the rest of the other counties within Liberia. So it's, as Brother Mike said, it's a lot of investment. It's a lot of work to be done. We cannot do it by ourselves. So we need all hand on deck. If something that
Yeah.
you are interested in, contact us and see how you can help. In whatever way you can help, we'll appreciate that. Let's give back to our people. Let's give back to our society. Let's help to bridge that digital divide. Let's help to give that young boy, that young girl, a hope and a future that they can count on, that they can be proud of. That yes, I've learned some skills after high school, and I can use that to get my entry job somewhere, right? So that is the goal. The goal is to be able to, give the people, young people, these skills that they can use to land that first entry job and go to school and do the rest of the stuff they're gonna do in their life, right? We can't wait for other people to do it for us every time. We
No.
have to take the bull by the horn ourselves, and we have to be committed, and we have to be intentional about it. So, thank you for watching. It's the Rethink Tech Foundation. You can find us on www.rethinktechfoundation.org. And I'll be your host today, Yun Toze, along with our brother D. Mark Wilson. I want to tell you thank you and stay blessed to wherever you are. All right, gentlemen. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. See
Uh,
you next month, first Friday. Please join us and let us have interactive discussion. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
you too. All right.